Welcome to the ARK, a survival game all about besting and taming dangerous wildlife, exploring the harsh environments of the land, taking on ruthless bosses, and conquering it all as one lone survivor. And today you are gonna see how I 100%ed ARK. Oh my god, we're done! Before we start, all these videos take quite a while to make, with ARK easily being the longest video by far. So if you are new here and you do enjoy the videos, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, as they really do help the channel and are greatly appreciated. I also stream all of these games over on Twitch if you would like more. The first thing we needed to do is create our survivor, who came out with the amazing name of Carpet Cleaner, with this and many other beautiful names being viewer recommendations. Waking up on the coast for the first time, we could quickly get to collecting some resources. Before some ground rules, the only settings we have changed for now are slower thirst draining, longer days and shorter nights, max difficulty for higher level dinos, and 3 times taming speed so we aren't waiting hours. Punching a tree Minecraft style gave us exactly what we need in order to make our first tool with the stone pickaxe, which is used to better collect materials like thatch from trees and flint from rocks. While working, we'll slowly gain XP and level up, which lets us upgrade any of our stats as we start with our weight limit, as getting encumbered in ARK can happen so quickly. And leveling up also gives you points to use to unlock other crafting recipes, like cloth armor for weak defenses, a spear for weak offenses, and an axe to collect other resources like wood and stone. And going around the coast, we could take out some of the local dodo populations to collect some hide and meat as we went to find a place to settle down on. The east was instantly cut off by a Spino guarding the path, so we went west with an early goal to find and tame any good high level creature. The swamp, you got the snowy mountain somewhere north of us. Oh my god. We can't see. Okay, we look up, we can see a little better. The sun just completely blocks our map. That's funny. This is probably also a good time to bring up that this is a huge childhood game for me. While I did play it at an extremely casual level, I just want y'all to know I'm not going into this completely blind or anything like that, although it has been years. Exploring around a little further, I was quickly running into a hunger and thirst problem. I could eat a whole bunch of berries to help, yet the boost they gave was so minimal that it only held us over for a few seconds. But getting down a campfire, we could start producing some cooked meat, which would be our food source for the whole rest of the game, and also made the water skin to be able to bring water around with us as well, which is where we found our first drop, crates that fall from the sky, and depending on the color will depend on how good the items are inside. And with our first drop, we could easily get down a small foundation and a bed to allow us to respawn just in case anything happens. And in our exploration, we got us to a huge new level, allowing us to make bolas, a weapon that completely stuns smaller creatures to prevent them from running or attacking you. And with this big upgrade, we were again out to look for any high level creatures that we could claim for ourselves. God, the sun is so bright. Okay. we have to find the bloom stat. Where is this? After getting the sun out of our eyes, I found a level 96 Pteranodon, a huge find this early on. So we got it bullet up, and for now our only way to knock out a creature is with a club, which definitely isn't the best item. I attacked it slowly as I definitely didn't want to kill it, but it ended up escaping the bola in time. So attempt number 2 is time to just wail on this thing. But the hitbox is really weird, so getting consistent hits was harder than it should have been. But once it escaped again, it flew away and over the ocean, and I kid you not, it stayed in this exact spot for the whole rest of its life, just taunting us. With that failure, I moved my attention to a new green drop, but it was just a few levels off from being able to open it up. So gaining XP fast was the next goal as we got down to mortar and pestle, a new crafting station that mainly allowed us to mix spoiled meat and narco berries to create some narcotics, which are really good for leveling up. Yet collecting narco berries by hand can take such a long time, and we did have a time limit as every drop has a health bar which shows the time left and the quality of the items within the drop when opened. But for now, we just didn't have the resources to get up to level 15 before missing out. So I instead shifted to collecting more materials to build upon our temporary house for some extra safety. And I'd say I'm pretty happy with this little structure we have going on. And I could also continue by getting some pretty good upgrades with the bow, hide armor, and some really good storage for all of our junk we're collecting. And once again, we were out just to find anything of a good level. Really just looking for anything that's over level 100 or at least close, which is way harder than I was expecting. But we did eventually find this little dude who's a passive tame, meaning we don't have to knock it out to tame it up. While doing that, we got our first achievement for surviving our first day, and then also got our first tame in our possession with the Lystrosaurus, who was quite the slow creature to bring home. But on the way back, it seemed like a good idea to tame a trike, even if it was a bad one, as they could still be pretty useful. I tried the strategy of just sitting on top of some rocks to hide, but that did not last too long. But as it chased us, it did get stuck between some trees, which allowed a lot of free shots. Now, as you knock out a creature, you raise its torpor stat, and once their torpor gets high enough, they'll start running from you, which can get really annoying. But it did thankfully get stuck again, and I could easily finish it off. The way you tame a creature is just putting whatever food they prefer in their inventory, as they will slowly tame up, although you want to also feed it narco bears to prevent it from waking up before it's fully tamed. We learned the saddle blueprint, which was pretty easy to make, as it was now tamed up and we could ride our first dino named Rug Reaper. Wait, can I do that charge attack if I right click maybe? Oh yeah. How long do I have to charge it up for? Oh shit, oh that's pretty cool. Just knocks down every tree. Oh, he's completely encumbered now. It also seemed like a good idea just to get a pterodon tamed for now, as to let it just level up while we did other things, which did actually work this time. And collecting a whole lot of stone, we could get our first forge down that's used to smelt our metal, which for now is easiest to collect in these smooth rocks found along the coast in really small portions. And with the metal, we could use it to create a smithy, another really useful crafting station that allowed us to move into the metal age, as you pretty much needed to craft any item that uses metal. But for now, we were taking Rug out for a spin, as to tame more creatures we needed a lot more spoiled meat for narcotics. And in a straight 1v1, Rug dominated, as his primary attack did so much knockback that most creatures couldn't even reach him. And now he could make a huge taming upgrade in Trank Arrows that do way more torpor per shot to creatures. Yet making it did require narcotics, but Rug's got that covered, as in just a few minutes we had hundreds of berries without much effort at all, but still needed way more, as you weren't even close to having enough. And an easy way to spoil all of your meat is to just split it up into singular stacks, which causes it to all spoil at once instead of at one at a time. But our need for that meat would just quickly overwhelm us. You don't have a mate boost, so you should be the only one here. Actually a higher level than Carpet Cleaner. Shit. This is specifically what I wanted to avoid. Run, Rug Reaper, run! No! Oh my god! Where was the other one? Oh my god, no, that's... I'm sorry! Oh. No! Dude! Oh my god! That went so bad! Oh man. Everyone's dead. At least the Lystrosaurus survived. That is so unfortunate. Oh my god. No. Frog Reaper's dead. And this is a lot of meat. Rug Reaper, I'm sorry. You were a friend, an ally. Oh, I messed up. Yo, what's good, Polly? How you do? Oh, Polly. Oh, Holy. I'm sorry. Rug Reaper died. I got jumped. It was totally my fault. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. Dude, I'm actually so sad. Rug's death is not one that will be in vain, as we were able to collect a lot of meat and could in turn craft a whole lot of trank arrows to hopefully find ourselves an amazing successor. Yet this streak of unfortune has not ended yet. Oh, 16! How are we such low levels? Oh, 166! Okay, are there any other trikes, like, at all around here? The last thing I need is to get jumped again. This is really good for us. We really want to tame this guy. Fuck, there's a trike over there. I can't go that way. Fuck, that other trike is coming. Shit. No! Okay, I'm just gonna roam around these trees. I hope that, they just keep getting stuck on the trees. Come on, stay stuck. Pass out! Oh, is it getting low? Oh, okay, it's about to fall asleep. Stay away from me, you bitch! I'm about to die! I did not think it would still attack me. Pass out! How are you still alive? Fuck me. Oh my god! What? Dude, I almost shot 50 arrows into that thing. It was a higher level, but Jesus Christ! Okay, they do seem to be kind of far away from each other, so fuck it. Also, I'm really confused why that other one ran away. Thinking about it now, because... Fuck me, you're joking! Of course it runs in range. I'm injured? Oh, because I'm burning to death! Oh, I'm dead. Oh my god! How fucking hot is it today? I'm burning alive with no armor on. Oh my god, this kills me pretty fucking quickly. Any of y'all see a green beam in the sky? Oh! Why am I over here? Yeah, your bitch ass can stay alive. I'm like still alive. That's weird. And I have no water. Oh shit! Fuck! I don't have stamina. Chasing the parasaur. Really? Why did he just back? Oh shit! It's coming. Off, man. And your meat boosted. Oh, it's knocked out. I have no meat on me. Oh no, please. Shit, I'm being chased. Fuck. Are you kidding me? There's two of them. My god. Ah! No way, it's chasing me. Fuck off. Did they pass out? Oh shit, one of them did. I have no idea where that other one is. Oh god, I'm stressed. I want to tame the raptor. Ah, yes. Too bad I don't have a raptor saddle. Alright, let's just go back home. Let's skedaddle. Going to find a second good trike, we instead came out with a whole lot of deaths and a new raptor. Yet on the way home, we did find our first ruin that was holding an explorer note, a collectible that gives you a lot of XP and an XP booster for a few minutes. Yet back to the raptor, they are pretty cool creatures. The biggest downside is that they have such a low weight capacity. But they are on the faster side of mounts, while also having a pounce attack that allows you to stun pretty much any smaller creature and kill it. And it seems like another really good way to go and find us some more pterodons with this guy as help. Cool. Oh, 52. That kind of sucks. This dude is... Come on, please be something good. Oh shit, that's why I take it off. Please don't fly away the second I get close. Oh, that's pretty cool. 20! Okay, I need you to land. Please be cool. Or not cool. Please be good. 16! Oh my god, these guys are so ass! 16 as well. Oh my god. What level are you? I can't see it! Oh my god! Good level? Dude, show me the level. It's 12. You're gatekeeping a level 12. Please land. 36, dude. Come on. Oh fuck. That actually that made me jump so hard. Oh my god, these guys fucking pack a punch. I can't even go across my little lake or river without getting jumped by sharks. Please touchdown, be a good fucking level. The good level's over there and he won't come back. I hit that one. Oh, okay, yeah, that was like a level 5. It passed out in one dart. Oh my god. Am I overshooting? Yeah, it was. Oh my god, that thing instantly came after me. Oh, that is so bad. 116! Are you joking? The only thing that's a high level is the damn Sarco or Spino. God damn it! Oh my! That thing fucking booked it for me the second I hit it. Oh my god! But you know what? I will fucking Von Day might have died, but I will take that as a win. We got the Sarco away from our like initial spawn zone. Oh, level 100! Let's go! Level 100! Dude, that's actually huge. And with that massive find, we left it to tame up as we collected all the resources we needed to make the saddle. And thankfully, when making our way back, everything was going good. I'm watching you. I'm fighting you. Hit. Oh, fuck, it knocked me out! Shit. Yeah, just keep circling me. Don't attack me. Oh, it's awake! Yes! Too bad I can't whistle it neutral or anything. Oh, finally. Ah, Thank you. Holy shit. No! Oh my god. Frito. Frito, welcome. Oh my god, this is nice. Yes, dude. I have missed this. We now finally had some control over the skies with Frito on our side now. The first thing we did was grab an Explorer note as he desperately needed some upgrades in stamina and his atrocious weight stat that's even lower than mine. We could also grab some crystal, which is used to make an absolutely goated item in the spyglass. Of course, it does basic stuff like allowing us to see further, but the main use of it is being able to see the level of a creature from any range. So now with very increased mobility and an easy way to find higher level dinos, we were out once again. But the night was a real problem for us as it was so damn dark even with our torch. And it only got worse when we started flying. So I started messing with the gamma settings to be able to see without needing to squint my eyes like it's a horror game. And the first thing we did was go and check out this obelisk that's just been chilling over here for a while. There's a terminal down in the middle of it that could be accessed, and when opened up showed us some more crafting recipes for boss spawning items. But obviously this early in the game we weren't even close to being able to create any of these. So I instead shifted my search to finding a new place for a more permanent base. Yeah, now this is where we're gonna call our home. We got a lot of stuff around us. Volcano, blue obelisk. Got the red one there. No, wait, where's the green one? The green one like that way, I don't know. And a lot of creatures around us, so I think this is our new spot to call home. The first problem is that I really wanted to build on top of the rock, but the only way up was on a mount. So I made what was supposed to be a temporary ladder, but this thing was never upgraded or replaced. We got to collect all the resources we needed for the base as we were going to be building in wood this time instead of thatch. But the foundations didn't really work all too well going over the different slopes. I tried going down with stairs instead, but was not liking how weird it looked. So we instead made our flooring out of ceilings, which looked much better. So I don't want to fucking... Oh my god. No, not this thing! Kill it, Frito! I can't see, I'm knocked out. Oh my god. Oh, thank you. My torpor is so high, I just gotta wait now. Fucking bitch. I'm glad I recognize that. Fuck. Oh no. Oh shit. Frito, please do not die. Maybe I shouldn't have gone in there. Oh! Good shit, Frito! In order to build a structure that is floating in the air, we did have to connect it down to the ground with some of the support beams. And we were right back to collecting resources as we got all the walls down. Yet the need for fiber was so high and collecting it was so tedious. So it was time for another trike to hopefully help collect some a little faster. A little farther away, so attacking him safely is gonna be a little harder. Nice! Fiber 1. Wait. I thought y'all got fiber! Yo, they don't collect fiber. Oh my god, I really thought they did. So I got down the forge and another smithy, collected up some metal, found this dam that I could open up for some resources, yet I don't think the beavers were all too appreciative of home theft. But now I can make the sickle, a tool we use on bushes to collect a lot more fiber from them in an easier way. And at this point, wood was also getting rough to collect and hard to haul around with how heavy it was. So it was time to look for a stego. And a high level, again, the hardest thing ever to find. And even for the stego, a level 50 would have been more than enough for me. We did find our first alpha, which is a mega boosted variant of the dino, and even flew to the border of the snow biome where we found Argents and Allosauruses. Alright, let's see what the redwood forest is like. There is a reason why I'm worried to go through. Oh! That's why! That's the reason! My god. Scared the shit out of me! Swim! There might not be a piranha, but... Ah! Are you kidding me? I was able to get my way back to Frito and could even find my bag up on the cliff. But I couldn't open it while on Frito, and after many deaths and tries, I couldn't jump to the bag either. It landed on such a weird spot that it just wasn't accessible anymore. So we had to move on from it. But I was not collecting all that metal again with those tiny rocks. So instead, it was time to head to the volcano as there were these metal nodes scattered all around it. Although we couldn't take too much at once. We also poked our head into the volcano just for a moment to grab some crystal too before heading back home, where we were just unjustifiably attacked. Frito tried to help, but again another trike was lost as Fiber 1 was taken away. Frito almost died as well if I didn't call him away from the fight. So it's time for a big defensive upgrade in flak armor. We tamed up another trike so that we could collect narco berries again. And after about 2 hours of searching, I ended up just settling with a lowered level 30 stego that I was able to find. When right after a level 52 came out from the trees. So we knocked out that one as well, as we now had Sage the stego joining our lines to help us collect all the wood we would need. But now the temperature was becoming a very continuous problem, as if it got too hot or too cold, we died quickly. So I started upgrading a new stat in Fortitude, which supposedly is meant to help with the temperature. But with Sage, we can now easily collect the wood we needed to craft all of the structures as we continue creating greatness. And after a few hours, we were all done. We had a landing platform for all of the flying creatures we tame, a little upstairs spot for storage, and the main room where everything would be made downstairs. And it's almost becoming a trend, as while going outside again, our trike was killed by another creature. But for now, I wanted to find another tame in the Argent. And these guys were terrible. Again, finding a good one was outrageously hard. But I did eventually settle on this level 80, which was pretty easy to shoot as I can outrun it or just tank it while reloading. But it completely disappeared once it started running away. So to hopefully help with that, we were now moving into the age of firearms. Yet distraction came on quickly as an alpha Carno was on our shores. So we pulled up with all of the dinos we had alive for now and jumped the hell out of him. And outside of a little bit of a close call with Frito, the fight itself went extremely smoothly. And the best thing about alphas is you can get some pretty good armor and tools that have their own upgrades given onto them. And they also give a lot of XP to whatever kills it. Back to the rifle now. We could make some gunpowder with charcoal and spark powder and combine a whole lot of it with some metal to be able to make some normal bullets. But we needed a lot of narcotics, so it's time for another trike, and this one was actually pretty good this time, as the last trike we tame, Stone Muncher, has joined the party. And also this pretty high level parasaur that I just decided to tame up as well. But now I can make some trank darts, and the plan was once the RG start to run away from us, they'll be a lot easier to hit with the rifle. But again, I'm a broken record, as finding a good RG that was worth our time is just so hard. And even with our much higher fortitude now, we were still freezing to death, and I was just forced to stay inside and hug my forges until it was daytime again. Once we could finally go on our search, the countless failed levels led us pretty far away from home until we eventually came across Carno Island, an island that, as the name suggests, only spawns carnivores and is also pretty damn far away from home. And on it, we even found a level 100 RG really quickly. So we brought it over to a much safer place to tame. And when it, of course, ran away, it's the same thing as the Pteranodon from the start and just hovered over the ocean for the rest of its life. But after quite a while, I had another level 100 in my grasp and was even able to take this one down once it started running away from me. Oh my fucking... Dude, why does a fucking little bitch have so much knockback? My god. Take a fucking 2 seconds. Pushing through that complete lack of anger, I decided to settle on just taming a level 30, as I was running out of resources and wanted to at least go home with something. But still, even with my much higher fortitude, I was again freezing even during the day, as I eventually ended up just dying on the way home. And I didn't know exactly where my death was, but thankfully with my higher stamina and speed, I was able to run past anything that could be threatening and find my way back and bring everyone home safely. And this time, before going back, we were going to be real prepared by making some spike walls to protect any creature that we end up knocking out. But the main reason we wanted an RG is because they have an ability that allows them to pick up other creatures of a pretty decent size. And also found out RGs have a pretty cool rate reduction passive on some items, allowing them to carry way more than normal. And I also thought I'd just point out that we have now found our highest level dino so far in some random tech stego at level 134. But once I actually made it back to the island, I ended up touching down on a high rock to safely regain my stamina and accidentally fat fingered it. Shit. No. Oh my god. So we were flying back where I again almost froze to death. I know, super uncommon around these parts, but we did at least make it safely. Now for some rapid fire. I found another level 100 that ended up passing out over the ocean, so regardless it was drowning. Found a level 104 that was super adamant on running away from me no matter how much time I gave to them. So I tried out a super old ARK strat that I could have possibly just made up. It started by taming our first scorpion, and the idea is that I would grab him and hold him by another RG while on aggressive, so that it attacks the bird as the scorpion's attacks inflicts torpor. But I quickly found out that this is not a thing that worked, so we had to drop him into the Rex pit as a lesson. We knocked out a level 94 and it fell into a literal death trap of creatures. But now we finally found another 104 that we caught between some trees and can manage chasing it down once it ran to knock it out in a safe place for once, and instantly got that spike wall down. Okay, as long as a Rex doesn't come out, we should be fine. I got a little bit ago. Fuck no, fuck off. This game's sending fucking hits after me. Oh my god. No. Oh my god, I thought I was dead. Zeus the RG was now probably our closest partner, as we would be utilizing him for the entirety of this playthrough. We started with collecting some explorer notes to grab some quick and easy levels, as now is probably a good time to bring up taming efficiency. Although Zeus in the wild was a level 104, he tamed out to a level 124. Having good taming efficiency gives creatures extra levels when they get tamed. It's more levels for higher leveled creatures and is mostly determined by the damage they take after they pass out. We sadly missed out on a good chunk of efficiency because of that Rex though. Ah, shit. Damn. Also, just to add, that whole RG process took us over 7 hours to be done with, by the way. But RGs are really good tames, as they can even take care of alphas solo if you're careful enough. And then the next few hours just kind of looked like this. Or this. Or even that. And that's because we needed to clear out a massive chunk of the map. We ended up clearing out as much as we could for now, but still weren't getting the achievement. And the only spots we have left is the snow biome, which has the problem of freezing temperatures. But there were some animals we could use closer to the border of the biome that allowed us to collect the pelt we needed to create the fur armor we needed to survive the cold. But even uncovering all of that area, it still wasn't 80%. So now I needed to hug the border of the map and just slide my way down. compound, starting pretty much at the northeastern quarter, heading all the way down the west wall, and finally hitting that 80% as we were passing the southwest corner of the map. And now it is time for the first of many taming sprees, as I am needing to tame every possible creature. So we got a dodo named Canes, Biomia, Dilo, and a Dimorphodon, Harponiums, Iguanodon, Patchy, male and female Megaloceros, an Anki, Oviraptor, Parno, Sabertooth, Diplodocus, Little Monkey, and a much needed Dodic, as they are really good stone collectors, which we need as to help with some outside protection. It was time to build a compound. First was to line out our perimeter with a whole bunch of stone foundations, and include some other smaller gates as well, so we have multiple entrances and exits. And could soon get the foundations to wrap all the way around to the other side. And from there we could get down stone wall after stone wall that was more than strong enough and tall enough to keep out any threatening creature. And after many hours, we finished the wall with a heavy heart, as Frito, who was outside of the wall, got jumped by some alpha raptors. I tried taking them on with Zeus, but a 2-on-1 was just way too much for him to deal with alone. They were able to find their way inside, so I put everything on neutral just to give them a fighting chance. But it was an absolute massacre, as only a handful of us even managed to survive this attack. So in Frito's name, we placed down the last door to ensure our safety from now on and in the future. We could get back into it by starting with another new crafting station in the fabricator, something used to create any advanced items. And I could also bring Metal Muncher the Anki up into the mountains, as he is really good at collecting metal from the nodes. After that, I pumped up some pipes from the lake and over our walls, as it was time to get a little farm going on for a bunch of later resources. We could use the Phiomia to help fertilize the crops, as if you mass feed it some stem berries, it'll give you a whole lot of poo. And again, I was back to pretty much my second home at this point. But instead of Argies, we were now here looking for some Rexes. But just like always, the levels were abysmal. So I tried something new with a complete wild creature wipe in hopes that when they respawn, they'll be of a higher level. Level 20. Alright, well. 36, 16, 28, 20. Oh my god. Dude, come on. No. Oh, we got a Rex. Come on. Oh, 4. You're joking. And now we're back in the game setting menu, double checking that the difficulty slider is at max, and also turning on a new setting in max difficulty. And loading in again, I did another creature wipe to let all the higher, newer levels spawn. Oh, level 20! Oh my god, dude, these are so bad! And then after that, I went into the game files themselves and found its configurations to forcibly change the difficulty to be much higher. Oh, 35! I'm what? 5. Are you fucking kidding me? But here, you know, there's still every now and then. Level 10! Oh my god! And so I just continued doing more research and found out that all of the maps that ARK has, the island map is just naturally skewed towards the lower end of the levels by a lot, which, as you can see, makes this a whole lot harder. But given some time, I was able to find a level 105, and with the Rexes being much scarier, we got a trap built for some safety, and after leading him in, we were just fast enough to lock him in. Rexes are some pretty scary tanks, and it took 3 straight minutes of shooting it before it finally went down. And just like that, we had our first Rex tamed out at level 157. And with the conclusion of a great season of a show during this time, I decided to name him. And before leaving though, we did try to find a good female as well, with just no luck. and also killed an alpha and got our first mastercraft item, which is the second best reforge an item can have, and also used a new item I crafted with the cryopod, which allows us to just pick up any tamed creature and transfer it a little bit easier. Oh shit, Alpha Rex. First one. Level 130, and it's a female! You're fucking kidding me! What I need, and I can't even tame it because it's an alpha. That's so upsetting. We let Invincible out at home, and then we're right back to finding a good female, where we very quickly ran into that Alpha Rex again, and thought, why not try and kill this thing? The loot from it is probably gonna be insane. At first, it was pretty hard, as it's actually much faster than Zeus, making it pretty hard to even hit, and it's not like I could just tank the damage either. But there is this bug, I guess, when an Alpha kills something, it just cannot eat the corpse for some reason. So it allows it to just sit and damage it for as long as we need to while it tries to eat the body. It was going pretty well till some Allosauruses made their way to us and started eating all the corpses for the Rex. But we eventually let it away from them and across the river do the same thing. And after 30 minutes of fighting it throughout the night, it was finally over. Yes! Oh my god! Wait, how much health does this thing have? Can I check its inventory? I can't check it. Oh my god! Oh my god, that took so long! Alright, let's see, what do we get? Shit! Shit, here's what we got! Fuck off! No way we did that for that! Are you kidding me? We did get 4 levels. How many levels did I get? Dude, I got 2 levels off of that. That's actually crazy at level 96? Oh my god. That sucks. We got terrible shit. I do think these gauntlets are better. Yeah, these have 102 defense and these have 100. But as if the game apologizing for the terrible loot, we were met with a level 140 female Rex. And we went straight to tranking her down, taking almost double the time as Invincible. And it was stressful time waiting for her to tame up, as there was another Alpha Rex right across the river. But thankfully she was able to tame up at level 209 as we instantly made our way back home. And just to keep in theme, we named this one Eve. We then got a little shed filled with some expensive AC units to help with the heat, some campfires to help with the cold, and a feeding trough, as if you haven't guessed it yet, it's time for some breeding, which is pretty rough because now we had to wait 4 hours to breed again. And with the egg being too cold, we had to throw it by the fire. Hatching eggs can be pretty annoying, as with the Rex's eggs, the time to hatch is over 30 minutes. It eventually started raining, which caused the egg to become too cold, so we added some extra campfires. But sudden changes in the weather or the temperature meant that just leaving your eggs unattended could lead to a high chance of them dying, which was easily the worst part of this process. But after all the waiting, we now had our first baby Rex taking up some arms in the camp. And looking at the stats, I think it's a pretty good Rex too. But back to the menu settings we are again, cranking up the whole reproduction process so that we don't have to wait that long again. But putting a saddle on Eve, we could get our next achievement for riding a Rex. And once Junior was all grown up, we could really take one out for a spin. And these guys are a force, easily dealing with pretty much any creature. Even an alpha is small in comparison. And all the way up at level 246, we were able to pump its attack all the way to 1000%. But now for a change in pace, we started by hitting this beautiful bola throw and taming a Taprahara, as the main thing we wanted was a Quetzal, a massive flying creature that never lands on the ground and is also passive, so if you start shooting at it, it is just gonna start running away. The Taprahara, however, has a 2-seater saddle. While we can't control it from the back, we could shoot from it, which you can't do normally. But even if control wasn't a problem, which it absolutely is, I couldn't actually turn my camera more than 180 degrees from where I was positioned, making aiming on this thing hard as hell. So now it's time for plan B and some grapples. Also, just look at this little event. It got really red and really hot, but it's pretty cool. Now, I want you to look at this. This is a spawning map for the Rex that shows you two important things: where the Rex spawns and how rare it is. Now here's the map for the Quetzal. Not only does it spawn over the entire map, but it also spawns in the rarest spawn rates, and only a few can be alive at once in the wild to begin with. You think this would be easy to find, as it never lands, meaning there's no obstructions when finding it. But that isn't true, as the render distance is only so far for the dinosaurs and you cannot change it, meaning you cannot miss a single part of the map. So after hours, one was finally found. Only level 50, but at this point I take whatever. So the plan was to dismount Zeus and to grapple onto him. From there, I could command Zeus wherever I needed him to go and follow the Quetzal while shooting at it from above. It took a bit of a learning curve, but eventually I did get pretty good at it until it flew into the trees and just disappeared. I thought it might have passed out, so I searched the ground just to find nothing. And as I was giving up after assuming it did pass out and then just die to something else, it finally showed itself. And then it went into the trees again, and this time completely vanished into thin air. Nowhere to be found. So now we're heading to plan C. Taming a new creature in the dire bear. These guys can collect a whole lot of honey from these beehives. But now we sadly had to find another Quetzal, and also notice that honey actually spoils. I could give it to Zeus for it to last longer, but regardless, we are on a time limit now. And with only a few minutes left remaining, I finally found another one. And the plan is that all creatures follow honey when thrown. So we could bait the Quetzal down with this and trap it. But if anything else at all bites the honey or the Quetzal, it just instantly begins to run away. I also could not get close enough to place these gates down for my life, which only got more and more frustrating with each attempt. So we were back home again for plan D. There's an item called a rare flower in this game, and when eating it, it gives you an effect that causes every nearby enemy to become hostile, even passive ones. So I got the trap pre-built, and it doesn't work on Quetzals. That's cool. Now, a big reason why this is so annoying and so rage-inducing is because every time I fail, I have to then fly for 15 minutes to collect more resources and make my way back. And I have done this flight countless times already. So instead, I thought I'd try something different and get a bed down to fast travel back home. And we could easily collect the honey and then fast travel our way back. Oh, fuck me! I drop my items when I fucking fast travel. Oh my god, I knew this too. I literally put my items in a chest before traveling home. But it seems we're flying back again. So I was throwing honey again and again to bait him down to the ground and just to be finished at this point. But every single attempt was just ending in failure. So at that point, I was done. I was not flying back, so I cheated and gave myself the honey. And being able to just focus on the trapping part, I was able to capture it almost right after like it was nothing. We got it nice and safe, of course, knocked it out pretty quickly, and then after hours, finally had Pretzel the Quetzal joining us. I will be honest here and every other time. This isn't the last time I cheat, but before you do lose interest, I personally believe that when I did cheat, it was very justifiable, and you will see exactly what I mean when it comes up. With that, we brought home Pretzel and had to find a new resource for its saddle. Primarily silica pearls, which can be found either at the bottom of the ocean or the shores of the snow biome, and you can easily see why I'd rather be on land instead of in the water with these creatures. But the interesting thing about the Quetzal is it's one of the few dinos large enough to have a platform saddle, allowing you to create a whole mobile base with them if you do it smart. But I am nothing but smart, as I chose to make a mobile forge and instantly encumbered it with thousands of pounds of metal. Look at the stats to change the platform strength of the Quetzal. I realize you can also change the outcome of these things. Oh. Oops. You got gauntlets. Are they better than the ones I got? Oh, damn. Damn! They're better by a bunch. Really? This shit I get from killing an Alpha Rex? Oh my god. Now for taming spree number 2, we got a beaver that is so much better than stego's at collecting wood, a compy, moss chops, pegomastax, brontosaurus, then found out my mastercraft crossbow is way better than my long neck rifle, tamed a paraceratherium, big ol' monkey, therizinosaurus, and then took a small moment to download some mods with amazing spyglass, which allows us to see way more stats about a creature with our spyglass now, and also S+, which is mainly so I can pick up my structures after placing them down for convenience. The reason why I wanted these is because I found a level 110 Quetzal, and they helped with the convenience and for many other later things as well. It took a few attempts, but we were now able to trap and tame this Quetzal fully legitimately. And back to taming, we got a frog, Daeodon, Microraptor, Terrorbird, Direwolf, Ichthyornis, Pelagornis, Baryonyx, Sarco, Dimetrodon, Megatherium, and the last thing for now in the Allosaurus. And now moving on from every tame, it's now time to collect every single Explorer note. And from now on, I'm going to have the XP gain turned up as I need to reach max level on a dino, which is 450, and Zeus has been level 202 for days at this point. After about 40 minutes, we got the 10% mark, and then Zeus also got to max level, as apparently 450 is the perfect as hell max level, not just a general max level, so that's my fault. But increased XP gain, it was still going to stay on, as I have already unlocked everything I could unlock at this point. Oh, wait, shit. What the fuck? What is this screen? That is terrifying. How fast? I can check. Oh my god, what the fuck? What are these angles? After an hour and 53 minutes, we unlocked 20% with the Dimetrodon dossier, 30% at 2 hours and 40 minutes with the Scorpion dossier, 40% after 3 hours and 20 minutes with the Lead Sitch this dossier, 50% 3 hours and 59 minutes and with Nerva Note 19, 60% with 4 hours and 42 minutes and with Helena Note 21, 70% at 5 hours and 22 minutes with Megan Note 1, and 5 hours and 58 minutes later, we cleared out every single note on the surface with Nerva Note 8, as the rest were either in caves or underwater, which I have not had good experiences with. So it's time to prepare for that, as we got a new very high level Baryonyx named KV, and that's about all the preparation we needed to be able to go through any cave. Honestly, combat in the caves is pretty much the same thing for each cave. Spiders, bats, snakes. So I'm just going to talk about the things that actually matter. Outside of the Explorer notes, there's a second reason why I'm here in the cave, and that's to collect all the artifacts. Rare relics that will be required to make any progression later on. We collected the first one in the Artifact of the Hunter before also collecting the Explorer notes inside the cave, and now stuff really started happening in the upper south cave. First, these are Arthropleura. Even on a mount, their spit can damage me specifically and break all of my armor, which is the main reason why we're bringing hide armor into the caves, as it's super easily repairable. There's then an underwater section, which is kind of worrying because it is freezing, but doable as KV is more than capable in the water, and the section out of the water is warm enough to heal any cold damage. There is then a second bit of water to continue forward, which we jump in because why wouldn't we? And approaching the other side, it hits us quick that no matter how I approach this ledge, I cannot get out of the water here. Still freezing to death, I decide that it's best to head back so that I can have some time to think about what I can do next. And this game has the audacity to make the other end impossible to get out of as well. With no choice, I jump off of KV in hopes that he will just walk out, but of course that doesn't work either. And to make it even worse, I am trapped in this tiny little cave with 2 Sarcos in hide armor. I try my best to hide from them, but breaking line of sight is just not a thing in this game. So after taking more time and only getting more annoyed trying to find a way out of this, as my only option is to either die or cheat. and I cheated. I did a dino wipe to get rid of the Sarcos and save myself, and also gave myself a cryopod to get KV out of the water. Because you cannot tell me that this game intentionally has a double one-way path of water, and you're just meant to abandon whatever tame you decide to bring into the cave with you. But with that, I could now make my way to the other side and grab the artifact of the pack and get the hell out of there. Next up was the lava cave, and this one was more dangerous for its environment more than anything else, as you need to make a few jumps over the lava, and falling in is almost a guaranteed death for us. But KV has a great jump, so collecting the artifact of the massive was super easy, as we also collected the 80th percent of our explorer notes down here. Cave number 4, the swamp cave, was interesting, as in here there's poisonous gas, so we have to wear some specific armor with the diving mask, tank, and flippers, then the ghillie gauntlets and leggings as to not take any damage. This is also where I noticed that the cave creatures have a way higher max level than the surface ones, as the normal max wild level is 150, and some of these guys are starting to push the 500s. Yet I did forget about the Ark Deplorer, so once my tanks broke, I was dead within just a few seconds. But I could easily get back, thankfully, and collect the artifact of the immune. And right after was easily the easiest cave in the entire game, with the central cave. Pretty much just a straight line where you go in, grab the artifact of the clever, all of the explorer notes inside, and then we're out just like that. And with that, we had all the cave explorer notes collected, with our next destination being the ocean. A huge stress for me. Yet the second I found out KV has an AoE attack that stuns smaller creatures for 10 seconds, oh yeah, this wasn't scary at all with what I was expecting it to be. The first thing I wanted to do was find a nice Basilosaurus to tame and help me make my way through all of this. And to no one's surprise, they were pretty much all terrible. So after a little, I decided that a level 70 would be more than enough, as we had Sharpie the Basilosaurus for our underwater exploration. And I honestly love this guy. I mainly needed her for safety, as some creatures have a stun attack that knocked me off my mount, but thankfully Sharpie has immunity to that. She's also pretty fast and has some crazy stamina regeneration as well. And now we can start the exploration of the underwater caves. A lot of these caves are just little pockets of air that just held onto one note, so I made sure to grab all of them. They also had a load of silica pearls, but there were 2 caves. 2 real caves. Shit. All level 170? Oh my god, the levels are instantly higher. Oh my god, an alpha? Dude, are you fucking joking? Oh my god, there's a giant squid. And plesiosaurus. The squid's over 140. Oh my god, is there another squid, dude? Ugh. And do I leave and fucking refresh my things? My tanks? Yeah, I'm gonna head out real quick. Hopefully nothing respawns. It's pretty rough though. I'm pretty much across the map. It's really gonna suck ass. Is this what I'm looking for? Well, 290, Jesus. There's so many megalodons. Okay, we just gotta swim. Artifact of the cunning, artifact of the fine. Oh, this place sucks. Okay, we're all good. I am just swimming back. I am not killing everything on the way back out, because Jesus Christ. There's a note in here somewhere. There it is. Artifact of the cunning. Oh my god, dude, this place sucked ass. Don't block me. Oh my god, there's no way they think people are actually gonna kill these things. Alright, now we have all the rest. Fuck, dude, why are there 4 in here? Every other one has 3. I just want to have 4. 280 Megalodon. 2 280s. fuck? Oh my god, you have 20,000 HP. Oh my god, there's another higher level mosasaur. Oh my god. Sorry, I know I'm being quiet. I'm so fucking stressed right now. You know, 190 and a 290? You're shitting me. Are those piranhas? Holy shit, dude. Oh my fucking god. Helena note 9. I'll mark all these off when I fucking get all of them. Man, note 9. Oh my god, the last one in here. Thank god. Dude, that was actually so stressful. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Oh my god. Helena note 9. Man, note 9. Jellyfish. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh my god, man. I'm so happy we're done. All I need to do is get out. And after fighting my way through hordes of aquatic hell, we finally made our way out of the cave and could be free from torment once more. But sadly, we just were not done yet, as we had one more. The water's like a little relaxing once you get like used to it. The big caves aren't relaxing. I'm still stressed as shit over what this next cave could possibly be. I'm probably gonna look if I walk through for it as well. I cannot do a water cave blind. God, please say this is the. I need the first sentence to come out of this dude's mouth, whoever this walkthrough is by, to say this is the easier of the two water caves.
The Caverns of Lost Faith. It's the easier of the two underwater caves. This is a cave.
Easier. Oh my god. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Oh, well, 40 Megalodon. Just keep showing me rates like this. Another level 40 Megalodon? A level 50 Megalodon. Oh my god. Oh, okay, level 290. That didn't last too long. Eels, jellyfish, you know, these things they're simple enough to take care of. They all have really low health pools. Alright, Rockwell 9. Alright, Nerva note 9. Now, maybe doing the harder cave first was a good thing. It really helped me practice. Alright. Oh, 90%. Dude, so this squid. We got big squid. Every drop has been like bright as shit for now. Or from now on. Yep. Artifact of the brute. I can go home. And finally, we could be back on the surface once again, breathe in normal air, not have to worry about sharks. All we had left to do was tie up some loose ends. Helena, well, let's see. Helena 4, is this in the tech cave? What? It's in an underwater cave? Cave entrance 9030 or 9013. Oh my god, that's an unnamed cave on the map that has nothing on it. I knew there was something in here. I thought it was weird that there was nothing. Oh my god, it's hidden! From zoomed out, you can't see it. Then you zoom in, it's hidden behind. Oh, you're kidding me! I thought I was done. So I reluctantly went back into the ocean and grabbed the actual last note down there. I then collected a note I missed on the snow mountain, and then I actually missed a whole other cave over on Carno Island. The cave is cool, just being a straight spiral down, but also extremely easy. We did find a drop though with some crazy boots that had over 200% defense on them. We then grabbed the artifact of the Devourer and all the notes inside and around the cave, and we were officially done with every single note we could collect for now, as the last 4 were locked behind the late game. But there's kinda one more. See, all the notes with the creatures are the creature dossiers. Every single one so far has been in these explorer notes, but for some reason the last one is locked behind a tame, a rare ass tame at that, and the Rhinogonatha, something that also has a very different taming method. It all started with finding a male after over an hour of looking for one, as when we kill it we can collect its pheromones. Now we needed to find a female, and that's where it just becomes impossible. Here is my gameplay for the next 5.5 hours. Yeah, some thrilling shit right there, ain't it? After all that time, I decided to just spawn in the female to continue. So what you're meant to do is you get the female pretty low in health, and then feed your sacrifice the male pheromones. After that, the female will impregnate your creature, and you need to keep this thing alive. At first, it'll just eat the food, but if you run out, then your dino's health will drain. Even with the higher health of our Bronto, we almost lost this thing. But after a little, a baby will burst out like a xenomorph, and you can now claim it, and bam, you got a tamed Rhino and the dossier to follow, which is now every single creature dossier unlocked. And to be fair, I did dispose of the creature afterwards. And now it's time for a shorter taming spree with the Gallimimus, Thylacoleo, Titanoboa, Harposutris that died instantly after taming, and a Diplocalus. And after that, it was time to get into some more Rex breeding, with maybe getting a little carried away, but unsarcastically, we do need all of them. And damn, are they a beautiful sight to look at. But now we need some support for these Rexes, so it's time to look for a UD. Uncommon creatures that I probably don't have to mention were very hard to find at a good level. But I did find an amazing level 125 female. And she's got a pretty good amount of torpor, but we were able to get her up safely. And while not as good, we did also get a level 80 male, so that we could breed them together. As when the babies grow up, you can imprint on them, which gives them damage reduction, something we definitely needed for what's coming up. We also wanted a UD because they have a courage roar, which boosts allied dinosaurs damage and damage reduction, which is so good. And after that, we needed to tame this adorable ass otter, as when holding them they give a crazy amount of cold resistance. And then also continued in the arms race with the advanced shotgun, which I assumed would shoot the advanced bullets, but it actually works with the simple shotgun ammo, which hey, you know, I guess. And now with our UD all grown up, we could give her some levels to make Power Ranger an unstoppable force, which is super needed, as now it's time for what is considered to be the hardest cave in the game. The first problem is this tiny little opening that even I can barely fit into. But taking some time to clear out the creatures blocking the way, I could create enough space to throw down Power Ranger from the cryopod, as we found whole new creatures like the tank of a Yeti or the cannons of the polar bear. But honestly, Power Ranger is so strong, and the UD specifically has some really good knockback for this, so as long as I'm slow, this cave is actually pretty simple. Just to reinforce the hardest cave rumors though, we were greeted with probably the world's worst drop in existence. Although the amount of enemies you run into can become quickly overwhelming if you aren't careful enough. No way! That's a Mastercraft stone pick. 195 and 80 debility. 168. See, the only reason why it's not as good is because the durability is so low. But that is really funny. I also soon found out that the water in this cave, I assume, is so cold that it actually damages the hell out of you in some spots. But this is where it gets really stressful, as this deep in, it was only getting colder for us. Okay, let's just pull these Prelovia things. Shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, Power Ranger. Oh my god, Power Ranger, you're fucking gorgeous. I am so glad you kept me on your back. Holy shit, Power Ranger, you're fucking amazing. And with that massive scare, it seemed like a good time to head back. The cold was worrying me, and Power Ranger definitely needed some time to heal up as well. And on the way back in, I also made the best passive item for this cave with the torch, as it is just enough to help keep up with those really cold parts. But the campfire realistically is a little better in some areas. Oh man, I'm still freezing. Oh, but it's right there. Oh, we made it. Artifact of the Strong. We got it. Oh my god, let's get the fuck out of here. While heading back, there was a red drop that I did not want to let up on, but I'm also not nearly confident enough to make this jump, so I instead ran across the water with Power Ranger to grab it. Only problem is that getting back did not work the same way, as I had to take the very long way through the water, not even able to get up on the land, but thankfully I could dismount and cryo her and just barely survived the freezing temperature. But we were out of there and in our last cave. Do you notice something about this entrance? It is way too small to fit any dinosaur anywhere. So it's a completely solo cave. I did make the pistol to get some use out of those bullets, but damn, is it bad. Thankfully, the shotgun could easily deal with the slower spiders without much thought. But the bats were a real problem, as they were way faster and tended to stick in numbers, making combat with them so difficult. But we did power through it all, and with a lot of running back to the entrance to hide and heal up, we found the last artifact in the Sky Lord, as we now have collected every last one for ourselves. And now I could just breathe for a little while. I could just be okay. But of course, that didn't last long, as it was time to put all those artifacts to some actual use now. We hopped on Power Ranger and now had 19 fully grown Rexes following us, which was probably the best sight in the whole game. And we had to run these guys a pretty damn far distance, but surprisingly, it didn't even go that bad, as we were soon outside of the green obelisk now. And once they were all set up and ready to go, we could once again open the terminal, this time with the items in hand, as we started our very first boss fight. First boss fight. Oh my god, oh my god. Dude, the health is draining. Holy shit. Dude, this is fucking crazy. Okay, I think our Rexes might be good. Oh my god! Just like that, boss number 1 is done. Oh my god! That was insane! Dude, that went so fast! And with that absolute mop of a fight, we were sent back to the obelisk. But because we were going around the entire map, I'm just gonna cryo these guys up instead of walking them, as it was then time for the blue obelisk in the snowy mountains. 100% the biggest downside to the cryos is that when releasing more than one within a 5-minute window, it'll fully pass out, which is just so stupid. But while waiting for them to wake up, I ended up freezing to death. So this time, I remember to bring my otter with me and also sped up the game because I am not waiting 2 hours for them to wake up. But afterwards, it was time for boss number 2. Okay, so because of this hole right here, it's dangerous to like bring everything around. So the strat apparently is bring him to you. Is he coming? Yeah, he coming. Pass him down until he gets a little closer. Oh my god, I think his health's going down even faster. Oh, he has way less health. I bet. Damn, dude. Hell yeah, man. The monkey is unbelievably easy that it almost feels out of place compared to the other two. Or maybe it's just the calm before the storm for what's really coming up next. Yeah, no, the first two have been so easy. The monkey was like 20 seconds. Oh. Damn. This is really cool looking. How much health you got? 400,000? Jesus. I'm assuming I wait for you to come down, or... I can't really jump, so I don't want to run over these things. Fuck them up, guys! The Dimorphodons are scary because they hit me instead of the dinosaurs, so I really gotta be careful about that. Holy shit, I'm burning to death! Oh my god, the T-Rex's healths are going down so fast. Okay, but it's already at half. Oh, shit, man, this boss is gonna be hard on every other fucking difficulty. I have to figure out. Oh wait, I have ghillie armor. Okay. Oh no! Shit. Oh my god. Damn. Whew. Alright, we did it, but a lot of Rexes died. Alright, we're gonna have to get to rebreeding. Out of the 3 bosses, the dragon is the only one that could even manage to take out even one of my Rexes. But now we were ready for the end game. The tech cave. Kinda. Not yet, actually. It was time for a lot. At this point, I caved in and ended up increasing the resource collection rates up from the base amount, as I needed a lot of metal gateways for a new trap. I also now needed some Theory Xenos, and I know I say this a lot, but these guys specifically are never good. I don't ever see any of these guys at a high level this whole time, but I did find my first one even close to level 100 at level 115 and got him tamed up as it was time to go look for something else. Gigas and Karchars, 2 super rare creatures just like the Rhino and Quetzal. I need the Giga just as a tame, but I really need the Karchar to clear out the tech cave. These guys only spawn around the mountains, so I flew around them for about 2 hours with just 0 luck finding either. And not really wanting to repeat the search for the Rhino, I decided to download a creature tracker mod. And just to show that it works, here is me tracking the Gallimimus. Now tracking the Gigas, 0 of them even exist. And for the card charge, we have one that's only even a level 10. And needing this guy to really be usable, that just wasn't gonna work. So I'm spawning these guys in wild to tame them. I got the trap ready and accidentally spawned one in tame, so we had to get rid of that. So now spawning one in at only level 100 as to not be too much and give myself a perfect max level. It was in the trap and I was excited to tame this thing as it has a pretty fun taming method. It starts with collecting a few other dino bodies and then you drag the bodies to it as it starts sniffing, and that's how you know it's working. Then it broke. It's meant to eat the body, and after enough bodies it'll trust you. But even bringing in other corpses, it just refused to eat. And then when it did eat, it gave zero trust, which is not how it works. This also all came with a whole lot of dying while trying. It would even just start biting at the body, but not eating it. So not wanting to lose what is left of my mind, I just decided best to kill it, which was already hard as the wild ones have 70,000 HP, and then just force tame the parents as it was not taming properly. But we got our Karchar egg and had our little baby Vroom to join us. I also found a great way to pass some time. And next after that was the Giga. Not actually needing the Giga, I decided to spawn in a level 150 just to make the tame itself harder. And it was, as this dude had almost 100,000 torpor, which took well over 400 arrows and 21 minutes just to still be 5,000 off from a knockout. But while making some more arrows to finish the job, the torpor continued to rise as he did get knocked out. But his torpor drain is fast, so we had to really make sure it didn't wake up and really babysit it. But after a few minutes, we now had Tiny the Giga. I know, very original. And we could throw a saddle on him too and catch a quick Giga ride. Moving on, the tech cave is the very last portion of the game we need to unlock. And while we have the resources to open the door, we were being blocked by something as simple as the temperature. As the start of the cave is way too hot and the end is way too cold for me to survive with my armor. So my idea was if I could get lucky enough, I could find some good fur and ghillie armor that has enough resistance to survive these conditions. While searching, KV actually almost died to some alphas. We only lived bee hopping away of all things, which is kind of funny. But this seemed like the perfect time to bring out Vroom, who is super fun. Having damage that only gets stronger the more dinos it kills, a massive boost in speed and health regeneration after every kill, and a pretty hefty knockback tailspin, even allowing it to 1v1 alpha Rexes. But even with the super cool Vroom, every single drop we came across was just so bad. And the better cave drops were just never respawning, no longer how much I waited. So it was instead time for the grinding route, collecting a whole lot of metal for a few hours, and also finally finding a good female Therizino to start up some breeding. And also the reason why we want these guys to begin with is because they have damage resistance to the fire of the dragon and are supposedly a top tier boss fighting dino. It's also funny, as the Ascendant Reforge, the best Reforge in the game, I only have one of with a Therizino saddle I found in a cave. So it kinda worked out anyways. Back to the metal though, we wanted it as it was time to create the tech replicator, a huge crafting station that would allow us to make tech armor, which is more than good enough to survive the hot and cold of the cave. So back to collecting even more metal, cementing paste, and even black pearls at the bottom of the ocean. I could eventually create the behemoth of a station, and then found out you don't unlock all of the tech armor when you defeat all of the bosses, but instead when you defeat all of the bosses on each difficulty. Being locked out of the final boss from something as simple as temperature was just getting real annoying. So now again I decided to just cheat any armor so I could progress and craft it shit later for compensation. But you can't even wear the pieces of the armor that you don't have unlocked. I was hitting a real wall here. I didn't want to cheat, but I also wanted to progress. But honestly, at this point, the game was getting so hard to play that a part of me wanted to just scrap the video here and just be done. Then another part of me also wanted to cheat so hard just to get done with this video and give it out to you guys. But is that really how I want to play this game? No. All right, let's do this. Uh Oh my god! Oh shit, we might be losing this. Dude, their health is so low! We already lost one. Oh, I'm gonna lose Power Ranger, man! No! Invincible died! Oh, at the very end! Yes! And that's it. If you're wondering what that means, this montage was actually going to extend all the way through the final boss fight and all of the different difficulties. Yet trying to get into the cave was already so frustratingly tilting, as every Rex but like 2 got completely stuck. I'm also put on a time limit, so when I tried to leave the cave, I instead got stuck in the door, but that's not even the worst part. As when trying to think of solutions, this happened. I got out of this jetpack because I am so upset, but not for the reason you think. Well, partly for the reason you think, but because after that, I actually punched my desk in a rage so hard that it ended the stream. That's why the screen flashed pink for a moment before the end, yet the sound just did not get picked up. But I will be honest, at this point, I was just so done that I cheated and I gave myself the final boss achievements. Now, before you do get mad, the final boss is just the 3 island bosses anyways, but now they're slightly blue. And you still just fight them one at a time. And then they're even weaker than their normal counterparts. So it's not like I'm cheating past some impossibly hard fight, but mentally I just cannot keep pushing in this game after that. I also gave myself the achievement for every explorer note, as the last 4 notes were in that cave. And you know I gave myself that tech armor back too for all of that grinding. That little montage was 4 days of streams put together, but now we were just in the last stretch of it. First things first, I could collect some leech blood in order to make some antidotes. leeches. I then needed a disease leech, but 0 existed, so we're spawning them in. And once we got the disease from it, I could burn off the leech and take the antidote for our next achievement. But now it's time for the final taming spree, which was much easier, but not really in the armor. Starting with the Spino, Archaeopteryx, and the Equus. Next was the giant queen bee, which you find when breaking beehives. But for some reason, I couldn't find it anywhere at all, no matter how I interacted with the hive. I could spawn in a giant bee, but the queen bee for some reason would just not appear, so it was one I had to force tame. Next up was the Hesperornis, Hyenodon, a little penguin, the mammoth, woolly rhino, Pachyrhinosaurus, and Perlovia. Next was a Titanosaur, something that can only be tamed using cannons, so I got it all ready to go. And shockingly, one existed even with it being super rare. Yet for some reason, no matter where I shot it, and it was clear I hit based on the health going down, the torpor was not rising. So this was another forced tame because I'm just not dealing with that. Then the Troodon, which was appropriately sacrificed right after, named a Procoptodon, Ichthyosaurus, Megalodon, Plesiosaur, Anglerfish, Mosasaurus, Dunkleo, Manta, an electric eel, which also instantly died afterwards, a Leopleurodon, giant squid, Megalania, big spider, Megalosaurus, the Batman, dung beetle, Arthroplora, Chalicotherium, Gary the snail, an Ovis, and the very last creature in the Kentrosaurus. Yet no achievement. But if I check my dossiers, we can see that the checked creatures are tamed while the unchecked creatures aren't. Even though I have 100% tamed things like the Carboniums and just tamed ourselves the Mosasaur, they weren't working. So I just force tamed one to see if it worked, and it actually did. So I did that with all the broken creatures, and we were finally done. And you can't even say it's because the force tamed ones are the ones I spawned and bugged it out, as they all worked perfectly fine. Now, ARK has a reach max character level achievement, and for the life of me, I cannot find what it is. I have heard so many numbers. First it was 100, then 105, 130, 195, and the most conclusive one is 205. But now the main thing I am hearing is that you need to beat every single boss on all of the DLC maps, which means this is an achievement locked behind a massive paywall. So I gave myself a whole lot of XP just to see what would happen, and the achievement is just level 140. I have no idea why that was so hard for people of Reddit to say. But finally, the last achievement, I cryoed up some of the Rexes, made my way to a terminal, as you can actually put some of your items into them to transfer, and we were back to the main menu because we were fully restarting. Now it's time for the center instead of the island. And it's not really a full restart because I can now go and grab all of my Rexes again from the terminal, as it was time for one last boss fight in a little village. We ran into our familiar monkey friend from before, which we defeated just under 10 seconds. And then had our last fight as the Broodmother was just around the corner. Oh my god, we're done! I could be released from this purgatory! Finally! Oh my god! And that is how I kinda 100%ed ARK Survival Evolved. I say kinda just because of everything that went on and also being practically brain dead after a while. It was pretty fun to get to play through so many memories again. I clearly do not have the fortitude for something so time consuming with such massive grinds, but I did enjoy pretty much 90% of the game regardless, and had a lot of fun making this video as well. Again, if you did enjoy and would like to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like even more, don't forget to check out the Twitch and all the other 100%s out so far. Thank you so much for everybody who has watched this far, and I hope you all have an amazing day.